And good evening, everyone, and welcome out to a Tuesday night edition. They got the attention over there, didn't it, here at Walk-On's. Doug Gann alongside of head coach Thomas Bachman. And all I can say is, wow, what a night. The people that are out here tonight, Coach, let's get a look back at the crowd real quick. Well, there's Nick, so you can't see anybody but Nick. There you go. Good crowd has made it in, and it is full tonight. Coach, welcome. It's great to be here. Week, what is this, 13 now? Hang on, where'd you go? Are you not up? Go ahead, try that again.
I'm glad to be here.
There he
Week
is.
13, glad to be here.
So we're set up an hour ahead of time just to make sure, and Nick says, do we need to do a sound check? It's like, no, we got it, we're fine. And, well, there you have it. So, at any rate, we'll pull that down just a little bit. Big time week for the Trojans as they go down to New Orleans, and goodness, they roll up Edna Karr. Oh, wow, is that pre-shadowed? Brother Martin in that one. Look, I guess the crowd, I've got stage fright with everybody that's out here. But you guys jumped on it from the get-go, and what a night it was.
Yeah, it was a good night, complete night, as far as the effort and, finding a way to get it done. It was a complete night. Knew that it would take all 4 quarters, of football in all 3 phases. You could tell that the kids just had a little something different about them. That focus that you're looking for that we've talked about a couple of times. And felt really good. Really proud of the kids. And it's not long here when you're in the middle of it. You enjoy it, I guess, there for a couple of minutes on the ride home, and then your mind turns to what's in front of you.
Well, you definitely had a lot of time to think about it on that big trip home, but what a great stadium that it was. I mean, it was just a good-looking place to go and play football. Tremendous night for it.
Yeah, I think so. I thought we traveled really well considering it was all the way down in New Orleans. The amount of people between the band and the spirit groups and just the parents. I felt like you could feel the energy from our side. And, of course, you looked across the sideline, and their stands were fairly full just when you get all the extra stuff. So it was a great atmosphere for Friday night high school football, and certainly anticipate more of the same as we go forward.
Well, you're definitely going to do that, and continuing to say, people say, well, they had no chance about that. And I remember, and they had no chance here, and they have no chance here, and here you guys are rolling and keep on standing. And we talked after the show, or after the game Friday night, and told us, look, you guys never doubted it at all. There never was a question whether you thought you were going to be there or not. It's the outer people, and you've never cared about the folks that are on the outside of it.
Well, I don't know where all that comes from. When you don't see it, and you don't pay attention to it. It's hard. I'm not very active. I don't know what the kids see and don't see. Didn't hear a whole lot of talk about it from within the staff or within the, the locker room or meeting room. It was just, it was a business approach of what we're trying to do and how we're trying to do it. And, it's about the game plan, and none of that matters once you get into it,
You talked about a business like, God dog it, it's early for this, but I'm going to go. I'm turning my chair over here. And we're going to get in. We're going to talk some football for as long as we're here, dadgummit. We're going to do this. So when we got, even at Piccadilly, it started. Nick comes up to and he says, man, you need to go look at Jason Blackwell and look how focused he is. We talked about it pregame. Nick, give me your thoughts on how everything went leading up to the game even.
Well, you could just tell that it was a business trip, and not that every other one wasn't a business trip, but there's been just a little swag, a little before games, a little, I didn't see any headphones. I didn't see anybody kind of clowning around. It was really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, watching them in pregame, you get down there and the locker room's small, and you don't really know, when you're out of schedule and it's not necessarily something. We've traveled to the district opponents. We travel all over the place, but we've traveled to a lot of these people, so many times over the last decade that you kind of get a rhythm and a feel for, how things are going to go. There's not a whole lot of unknown, and then you get into these games where there's a lot of unknown, and rather than make them sit in the locker room, kind of let them be a little bit until it was time to actually do the team warm up. They're out there throwing the ball around and thought that was better, but just stood back and really watched them. You could see that there was a readiness and a hunger to compete. Even in the relaxation times, there was a focus that went along with it. And, certainly enjoyed sitting back and watching. Had teams in different places. Each team is a little bit different in that regard of how they handle their business. But you could see the focus from the guys that were fixing to be out there, fixing to mix it up. And it wasn't that we were having to focus on them. It was that they knew what was about to go on and what they needed to do to get what we went after them, and that was to come home and make sure we're playing this week.
Watching you guys, and we come down, of course, on the field, and we like to get a lay of the land prior to things that are going on too. But is business like with the coaches as well? There's usually a little, I don't know, it was just different. And so it's like, remind me to run the ball, and you're going over things, and the guys, you guys are so in tune with it. But what was the reason that you just wanted to make sure that the ball got ran so much?
Well, I just think that's, when we play our best football and the type of flow that it's going to be, with the game. And, certainly anticipated the defense playing well. And, if it's possible to say that they exceeded expectations, not so sure. But especially when we got into that flow of the game. And, feel like the O-line, feel like that JT gets better as the game goes. To make it like give a boxing analogy,
you work the body.
Those body blows begin to, be felt, and if you can get into a rhythm and it shows up in the fourth quarter when you're committed to it, and I certainly felt like that was the case. And then, going back and rewatching it, boy, we felt like we stopped ourselves a bunch too. It was either penalties or a little small busted assignment here, or there was an opportunity. Now, they were earned. I mean, it's not like you were just going up and down the field and just call any play and it's going to be, you were having to earn everything you got. But, if you eliminate, we get the ball to the 3-yard line, get called for false start, really feel like we're fixing to hammer it in there. It's 1st and goal from the 3, so there's 4 points. We end up making a field goal. The second or third drive, we're about midfield. We get called for holding, and you go from, a 3rd and manageable to a 2nd and long, and those things are hard to come against the overcome against the defense like that. And obviously the big pass play to Tanner on the wheel felt like we should have got points out of that drive. The insert seam off the play action pass where we got Tanner had an opportunity. So there's a lot of more opportunities to really put a little bit more of a cushion in there earlier than we did. But to the kids' credit, defensive side of the ball, defensive staff, I think they were pretty determined that I think Coach OJ told the D-line at halftime it's 3-0. The offense has done their job.
Wow, that's just
that's pretty.
That's what they tell Madison Glavin and those guys back in the day. Go get me a run,
that's right.
And we'll take care of the rest of it for you.
Of course, I don't hear some of this stuff till after. Boy, it just fires me up. Rather than because a lot of people, at halftime, the finger pointing. It's what makes this group of guys so special to be around. I'm talking about the adults. There's a togetherness that I hope bleeds through down to the kids. Like there's a genuine appreciation and respect and love within the coaching staff for each other. And, rather than a lot of people would say, golly, if the offense would get a little a little distance, but no, that ain't the mentality. It's, hey boys, it's 3-0. They've done their job.
Now let's go shut it out.
I mean, that's awesome to hear.
Nick gave us a good stat. Nick, and I'll let you get into it too. That first half, JT runs for 37 yards in there, and he's pounding it. We're like, to the outside observer, there's not much going on here. But you pointed something out, Nick, in there about what is setting up for the end of the game with JT.
Yeah, just the constant, trying, and then at the end of the game, yes, you wore him out. But the thing that was impressive was the little adjustment that you all made, that you talked about after the game. But also his last 5 carries were more than his first 15.
Yeah.
At the end of the game.
He gets better as we get going. And, of course, throughout the game, you're trying to tweak, make little, small, subtle changes about how, hey, they're fitting it this way. Hey, make this adjustment. And, that stuff's easier said than done.
Well, you're right.
They're a good front. And really you're just a couple of a seam here or a crease here from hitting, some bigger plays. But, stayed committed to it. Kept plugging away. The first run of the game, we get the ball on the safety. Of the 35, 12 of it came on carry number 1.
That's right.
Well, we're going to get into a lot of the highlights of the game. We talked about the run that JT made. We've talked about the first play. For those of you that didn't see that first play, I don't know why you're tuned in now, because you should have been watching that, but we're going to go through 6 or 7 clips. We're going to do all of that when we come back. This is a quarterfinals playoff edition of the Thomas Bachman Show. We are live at Walk-Ons. You still have room or time to come on out here. We're going to go until 8-ish tonight. Bring a chair with you. Bring a lawn chair. It's standing room only here at Walk-Ons tonight. But we're going to do all of that when we come back. You're watching the Thomas Bachman Show, brought to you by Sadler's Towing.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk-On.
Walk-Ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Time for our red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. It's hot out there, and we want to cool you down with some great savings on your new AC unit. Right now, you could save on a new energy-saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Plus a 10-year parts and labor warranty. Just need a repair? We got you covered too, with $50 off any repair backed by a 2-year parts and labor warranty. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
There you go. See? That's what I get for letting Nick handle things over there. Nick, what did you do to us, buddy? There you go. I think we're going to be okay. Let me know if y'all can. There's a fine line in there where it's low and where you can hear things. And I think we're encroaching on that line. So, Nick, go ahead and you guys talk for a minute. I'm going to fix what you did.
Well, one thing that's the only way I can get my own time here, huh? Now, one thing I really wanted to compliment you all on as a staff, but also the players, is we're going to say they played to the whistle, talking about Brother Martin, but I think they played a little bit beyond the whistle on a few plays, and I was very impressed with how your guys didn't get a little than that. They played through it.
Keeping your composure is a huge part of
Right.
it, and certainly good football teams play to the echo of the whistle is the way we teach it.
Right,
You're
right.
playing to the echo of the whistle, effort and sustained effort throughout a ball game make a good football team. And, being able to play with an edge is certainly, a huge part of it. And, so hats off to them. Certainly feel like that they did that. Don't take any of that stuff. I mean, that's part of it. I really don't take offense to all that stuff with all that. But the big thing is you can't get drawn into that.
Right.
You can't get, I think we got a flag or two out of them, some extracurricular after the play. But our ability to keep our composure and not get caught up in all that was a huge thing, because that one little penalty like that flips field position.
Right.
Puts you behind the chains, or just puts you in a bad situation. It's a huge part of it.
Yeah. And that's what was so impressive on that, and then also on the PI on number 11 that we thought was very questionable.
That was a huge, because Mingo felt like he picked it off, felt like it was a clean play, watching it back on film, and then they convert the 4th and short, to sustain a really long drive. Had a chance if we stuff them. They go for it on 4th down on their own end of the field, and they're putting a little bit of a drive together. They have a chance on a corner route and don't quite make the play, and the very next play, Jalen's able to pick it off, get us off the field. Huge sequence, because it's only 3-0 at that point. That could have been something that would have given them a lot of momentum, while we're still trying to, find our footing and create a little bit of space for ourselves offensively. It was a huge sequence in the game to not, when you get that bad break, like that, to the ability to overcome it. So really proud of that group for what they did there.
Right, because see, you had the bingo PI, then you had the bad spot you're talking about. Then you actually had a legal participation that they actually waived off.
Correct.
That would have backed them up, and then your guys held up and didn't give up any points.
Correct.
I mean, that was a great
to stay firm. Yeah, that was all. And boy, and that consumed a whole lot of clock.
Yes.
And really wish that when we got that stop, that we'd have been able to take it down. And that last couple of minutes of the first half, and knowing we were getting the ball coming out of the second half, is a huge. I mean, you got a chance to score 2 touchdowns before the other team really touches the ball, and weren't able to do it to close the first half, but we were able to do it to open the second half.
Yes, and that was a great drive coming back as well.
A huge sequence in it right there.
Well, talking about Ty, we're talking about how was it part of the game plan going in that he was going to keep it, or was it just something that you guys saw during the game that he would have so many opportunities on the RPO, or was it just him making plays?
I mean, his ability to make plays. I mean, with the structure that they're playing, know that they're going to chase some pullers when we pull them, playing them 4 techniques, that we're going to have an opportunity to get out the backside and, wrap the H back around for any overhang defenders. A couple of 3rd downs were huge. And then, some of that stuff's just using his legs, where it's actually called quarterback run game. The one that he popped for the big 60, whatever it was, yard game was something, because you have to honor JT, and it just freezes those second-level defenders just enough to where it plays with their eyes, where they can't just fast-fit it. Well, because they were fast-fitting everything there with JT. I just kill it.
Yeah, and that was the thing, is then, now you have that option also on film, so there's something else that now
and look,
the next ones have to look at.
He did that in I probably didn't call it enough in the game against West Monroe, but he made some incredible runs against Ruston. He was able to do some of that stuff, and there's some scrambles that he was able to keep us ahead of the chains. Whenever it wasn't there, his ability to create with his feet is certainly a weapon for us, and something that we're going to have to see more of, here in the coming weeks.
Let's talk about Kirk and the game that he had on the outside there.
Yep, very, very, important to what we were trying to do, limiting their RPO game, the stuff that they want to do out on the perimeter, with putting you in run-pass conflict. And, the game that he had, taking away some of that. Obviously, the plays that he was able to make, the tackles, that was a huge part of it. But, even some of the things that don't show up on the stat sheet that he did out there, taking some of that stuff away was huge. And those guys are so valuable. I mean, the thing about Jalen is big and physical enough. I give him a hard time on inside sometimes, tell him we're coming right at you. You're the one. But, but also quick and agile enough to go out there and play on the edge and handle the now screens and the bubble screens, that some of that down on the edge perimeter play, that guy's got to be kind of a hybrid player, and Jalen plays that really well for us.
Y'all call that outside linebacker? Y'all call it rover? What's that called? Or does it matter?
Call them apexes. That's what we call them.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of versatility within the system, and I think the defensive guys, Coach Mercer, Coach Russo, Coach OJ, Coach Freeman have done an incredible job, really putting together a plan that not only is within the structure of what you do every single day, but gets the personnel in the places that we need it to be in. And, we've had to shuffle the deck, with this guy's nicked up this week. All right, what's the best 11? How do we, this is what we're facing. How do we get the personnel in all kinds of different spots? And that can be really challenging on the kids because, you're playing high, now you're playing low, now you're playing corner. The ability to not get all the stuff, mixed up into where you get bust, is a credit to the job that they do teaching, the concepts that we run and use, and then also the game plan within a week. That's the thing that I would say about that whole group is they're really good teachers of the game. And, I certainly think that played a huge role in the success that we were able to have last Friday night.
Well, Coach, got some of the players and different guys that are going to come up here. We're going to talk to some of the coaches tonight. But I wanted to look at what we were going to look at prior to the squeaking and the swinging and all of that thing. And we talked about it before the game and said, you want to defer and had something special planned on there. And those folks that are at home are going to be able to look at this. And so take us through this on the screen when we'll see it run through.
5 to go. First quarter play. Trojans come out and start their first drive here.
Probably got
Swinging
away with it a
gate is
little
ran,
bit,
and the
to be
Trojans
honest
get
with
it
you,
out to Darius.
trying to
Darius
get
down the
upset,
sideline.
something
And how
that
about that? You
stole
come
from,
out swinging gate from the
Coach
45-yard line. Little trickeration. You come out right away.
It's a situation where you got to have the ball not necessarily all the way on the hash,
right?
But you can't have the ball all the way on the far hash. You can't have it too far away. And boy, it's set up perfect where, I don't know that we're going to have the ball right here. We're certainly going to use it now.
We heard you talk about it, and you said it's got to be in this situation. It's got to be right here. It's got to be going to the scoreboard. And I'll be dead if it wasn't the very first play. There it was.
Nope, set up perfectly for us, and it's all right.
How mad would you have been if the flag was thrown on it?
I would have been mad at myself.
Because
that's the truth. Kind of got away with one. We kind of got away with one there to open the game, but we've certainly not gotten away with a few others. So.
Well, that made up for the one later on there, and I still getting Nick talked off of the ledge after the no call on the PI call on Mingo, which boy, what a difference that would have made in it right there.
I was pretty frustrated with that one myself.
But then Jalen and the defense did what they normally do. They bend and don't break. Comes up with that INT towards the end of it, the drive, and man, it's an opportunity to go up 7-3 for them. And what a change it makes. One that could have been 10-0 the other way. And there's a whole lot of ifs and ands and all that nonsense.
You got to keep playing.
That's right.
You got to keep playing, and in the end, you just find a way. And I think that's certainly something that we try to preach and that the kids have done.
Well, speaking of the kids, let's go ahead and talk to some of them. I'm going to take a quick break, make sure everything's set up, and I'll let you guys rotate in who we're going to talk to.
I can see them eyeballing in the chair. Not them two boys.
We'll do that all right after this. You're watching a playoff edition of the Thomas Bachman Show. We are live from Walk-Ons, courtesy of Sadler's Towing.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
The fine folks at BK Distributors want to thank all the educators for weathering the storms, so to speak, through 2020 and beyond. Thank you for your dedication to our children. The end of the school year awards are now available. Any type of award, trophies, banners, plaques, they do it all at BK Distributors. So with school almost out, that means summer leagues are in full swing. New items, same great prices, and fast turnaround. BK Distributors, Highway 20 in East Pineville behind Arby's.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
And we are back live to walk-ons on a Tuesday night edition of it. Playoff action happening. Boy, we got an echo, don't we? Let's see if we can turn that. Yeah, that helped us out a lot. So the echo is gone. Here with Bodie Van Dyke, Channing Mesh that join us. And guys, you can't start laughing right away. That wasn't even a question. Bodie, you've been on the show before and had a great time visiting with you. But you said that he brings all the knowledge about football. Is that right?
No, sir.
No, not at all. No, give us you guys' workout. We saw you getting loose before the game and working. Tell us a little bit about what it is, practice for you guys, and then pregame.
Practice is kind of just waiting to do our special teams period. We'll go kick some like 25-yard field goals, wait for our spot just to stay kind of warm. And then pregame we'll go out about 30 minutes early. Kick a bunch of field goals, go back to as far back as we can go, like 45 yards, something like that. We'll hit some from the hash, and then everybody will come out and we'll start doing the warm-up.
So this is where we talk about your lifelong obsession with football and all of that, but that's not at all the truth, is it?
No, sir.
Tell me a little bit about your thought and how you came to playing football.
I'd say it was sophomore year. We were at PE, and one of the coaches came up and was like, who can kick it the furthest? So we all went outside and we did a little test, and it was me. So I made the choice to join the team, and I'd say it was pretty good as well.
Look, that's not at all what you hear about when kids get up and they dream and they get a football for Christmas and they've dreamed about playing for Ash all those years. It's like, well, I was at PE kicking the ball and I kicked it further, and
Yes,
here
sir.
you are.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit of the thoughts that go through your minds. And then Coach Bachman makes it a point to say, don't give away any information. So all I get to ask is feelings on there. Tell us about what's going on in your mind when those onside kicks come around.
I hope we get it.
Yeah, but you guys don't take the approach of hoping you get it. You're out there going after the football. It's like when you kick it, it's going back to get your football anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't really say it's nervousness. I'm not really nervous when I do it. It's just kind of like picking the right spot and praying I'd get a good bounce.
And so far, you guys have done that. I mean, it's worked out pretty masterfully for you this year.
Yes, sir.
You're not afraid of getting up in there and diving into the pack for the ball?
It's kind of fun.
Is it?
Yeah, gets the adrenaline pumping.
Look, it's we've seen a lot of those, and they've worked out, and they've all been different kicks. What's the mind? Because a lot of teams you'll see will practice just one way, and they'll try to do it. But you guys may go left, you may go right, you may go down the center on that. What are you looking for when you go out there? Is it pre-planned where you're going to go with it?
Kinda. It'll kind of give me like an area to look for, and I'll kind of pick where I'm going to put it based off of how they're lined up, gaps or, who I think, because, like I said, I watched the film on their kickoff returns who I think would, bobble the ball, who I think would miss it, be scared to go up and, because you've got 5 guys running at one person.
Right.
Who would be scared to go run into them. That's kind of what goes into it.
Just look for the fear in those eyes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rotating on on extra points and field goals, I've seen a lot of that too. You guys, it doesn't seem like a competition to y'all at all. It just seems like you're out there and saying, hey, look, it's my turn, let's go get it. Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fair.
Yeah, it's literally one kick, one kick. If I do kickoff, extra point. If he does kickoff, I do extra point.
Well, you guys have certainly had a lot of opportunities at extra points this year. Teams are scoring a lot on there, and so you're getting extra points and you're getting to kick off a lot too. How has the playoffs been for you guys? I know it's getting deep, the big bus ride, all of those things. Tell me about that.
I'd say it's pretty rushed because we're just getting back into soccer season, so that doesn't start until after football season,
yes,
don't
sir,
you?
yes, sir. No matter what Coach Nick or Coach anybody says, it doesn't start until after football season.
Yes, sir.
We had 5 games last week.
Right.
So it's a lot of getting back late and, long bus rides. We're on the bus. I think all of them were away games last week.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that makes for a difficult time, and then load up and go down to New Orleans. But that one was worth it. It was a lot of fun. It was great going down and playing in that type of atmosphere. It had to be.
Yeah, that was a good game. Their band was pretty good.
Yeah, their band was awesome, and it only gets better as we go along too.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, thank y'all for stopping in. We're gonna rotate through. I think we'll get Daniel in here and rotate out. And why did you say? You said because he knows more about football. Is that what you said?
Football.
Huh? Okay. Well, look, yeah, we're going to rotate out. All I do is sit here and talk. He directs. Bodie, Channing, thank you guys for doing it, and look forward to seeing you on Friday night. There we go, starting to have a lot of the players filter through, and it's so great to see. Aiden Walker join us. Daniel Crenshaw joins us. And, guys, as you get those on, welcome to the show. Daniel, I think it's the first time we've had you look, and you already know it was the kickoff specialist that did it, right?
Yeah.
Did they always leave it a mess for you?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Look, you came on, and we've seen you punting the ball well. And this was, I guess, last couple of years. You did some kicking off last year, too, I think, when injury came in there, too. And we noticed it's like, man, he does a great job with it. How long have you been kicking?
I've been kicking a couple of years. My brother was a kicker at
Right.
David.
Yep.
And so I would go out there and practice with him since I was a little kid. So
Right. Well, and look, a lot of people that don't, they say, look, special teams doesn't matter in a game. They don't watch football. Absolutely. There's been some kicks that have gotten away, that have flipped the field, that have done some things. You know, how you guys that are kicking have such a great bond that's on there. And we talked to Bodie and Channing about how they rotate out, and it's not a competition, but you guys are pretty close.
Oh, yes, sir. I grew up with Channing and Bodie, and we're out there having fun.
And you can tell that it's that way too. Aiden joins us. Look, we've talked early in the season, and we said it was destined for a great year. Man, it's been just like that. You guys have played lights out. Tell me about the way that defense is.
I mean, I feel like we're like a real glued up bunch. We all got each other's back, and we play hard for each other. So, I mean, it shows on Friday night.
You know, not one person outside of your group thought that there was going to be a goose egg on the board after it was over with. You guys knew that you had something in store for them.
Yeah, we just had to come out there in confidence. I mean, we knew we hear everybody doubting us and, oh, y'all playing them, all this and that. So we just had to come out there, play to our potential, and shut them out.
You did indeed do that, and we were able to talk to Coach Mercer before and after the game, and it wasn't nervousness that he had before, it was confidence, but after the game you saw that smile. And I know you guys don't get to see it a lot during practice on there, but it was great to see that.
Yeah, it definitely was great. I mean, I feel like we kind of made a statement with that, and we just got to keep it going this week and for on.
Well, we're looking forward to it, another big trip down into New Orleans. Daniel, all year, we talked about Nick was on there. You got to have voted the best beard on the team. I mean, that's great. Seems like you've had that beard for 3 or 4 years.
I have. You know, Joe was before me.
Right.
We had Joe. But, yeah.
That's it. Look, so yeah, Joe was a winner of it, but this year you've taken at it, and there's a lot of the guys that are younger out there. You've got a lot of freshmen and sophomores that are playing. They're like, who is that coach that's over there? What do you guys see in the film when you look at Edna Karr this week?
Yes,
yeah.
They're very talented. It's a lot of zone running. I mean, I feel like we're better. We got a good scheme for it. I feel like we're gonna go out there and just stop it.
Look, we talked early in the season when people were saying, look, the season's almost over, and you guys to a man have told us Not for us, it's not. You're playing as good a football as anybody in the state right now is, and that comes from these practices because we've come out and we've seen a few of those. Tell me about how practices are for you guys. Oh, the kicker. Look, the kicker said, look, we kick. No, that's.
Well, I play defense too.
Yep.
And so we go through our defense, individual, come together.
Right.
And then it's schemed together. You feel together, you work together.
We've followed you, I guess, the last couple of years that you played and played played well. And don't shy away from going up and hitting anyone. I mean, you'll get out there and hit with the best of them.
Yes, sir.
So, what goes into that?
Is knowing that size doesn't matter. Physicality is key to it.
Look, that's you got to think you could go up and down that defensive roster and the offensive side of it as well. And to a man, they've all got that belief because you'll go out and play some of these guys. I mean, you've seen the Russell East Ascension, Brother Martin. I mean, they're just bigger players. But the way that you guys go after it from 1 through 11 and the 2, 3, and 4 that are coming in, you guys are not afraid to step in with anybody, no matter what their size is.
Yeah, I mean, we look on the film, we see they're big or whatever, but it doesn't really faze us. At the end of the day, we're going to go out there, we're going to play to our standard, play as hard as we can, and just we're going to go out there and perform no matter who thinks we can't.
Well, you guys have done that. So take me through Thanksgiving week for you. You got big plans, family? What's going on with Thanksgiving week for you guys, Daniel?
Oh, no, we staying here. We're staying here and going to practice.
Y'all practicing on Thursday?
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. Aiden, what do you have in store for this week?
Pretty much the same. Practice, staying here, chilling.
That's what I'm talking about. Looking forward to it. Guys, it was great visiting with you. We appreciate it. Looking forward to a big night, Friday night with you guys. Daniel Crenshaw, Aiden Walker joining us here. We're going to rotate a couple of more guys in here. We'll do that as we talk about what's going on. So, again, our game is 7 o'clock is kickoff on Friday night. Pregame will start at 6:30. We'll be broadcasting from the stands. Well, there's my buddy Coach Merce again. How did he sneak in here? I didn't even see him around there. Look, I'm surprised he got a chair. As full it was. Look, I got a chair for you. Get your tail up here, Coach Merce. This is I'll have you know, within about 2 minutes of the show, I already had the chair turned sideways. So it was one of those nights. That's going to be you right there. Let's see if I've got you on the right one. Say something.
Check.
There you go. All right, so Coach Josh Mercer, defensive coordinator, joins us. And Coach, we talked a little bit before the game Friday. We talked a lot after the game Friday on there, too. Wow, what an impressive performance.
Yeah, you stole the words out of my mouth. Really special moment for us. You talk about it with the kids all week, how you believe in them and how, it's awesome when you have the opportunity as a coaching staff. We came together and said, these are the things we're going to take away. These are the things in practice we're going to really harp on. And the kids bought into it and had a great week of prep, did a great job in preparation and what they were expecting, and went and executed at the end of the day and made tackles and made plays.
So the speed is there. The athleticism is there. The talent is there. Confidence has never been lacking with these guys. But how much of a confidence boost do you get after pitching that 23-0 shutout at Brother Martin?
It definitely helps. And all those things you named, I feel like, where we are, we're always going to have those things. I think it's the character of these kids. It's the character of this group of kids that we have, the bought in, the trust they have, and the man next to them, and then the togetherness of them. It allows them to go to that next place when it does get to those thick moments. I think about the drive after Mingo, the let's go overcome adversity when Mingo, the pick that's not there, and the kids never batted an eye.
Why wouldn't it? Never mind. I'm not going to stir up that hornet's nest at all.
Oh, man.
But, it's awesome to see the kid, look in their eyes just like, it's fine. Coach, let's go. Like, it's not, we're not going to sit here and sulk. I mean, that's not going to do anything for us. So, but
I did enough for y'all.
Oh, my God.
And the bleachers.
Well, Coach Bachman's wearing them out. But, meanwhile, we're calling out, like, for us, when you're in the moment, you have to. It's next play. Like, there's nothing we can do now. The head coach, he needs to be able to fight for the calls the next time they make a poor call, or the next time it hangs in the balance. But for us, it's like, all right, we're not getting it back. There is no reviews. There's no, okay, what's the personnel grouping? How are we going to adjust to it? And the kids went and make the play anyway, and the ball never lies.
Look, that's right. When you said after the game, the ball don't lie, I knew that. Look, and I told you I turned it a little bit earlier, but I'm going to get back in here, and I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk again because that's what we have to do. All right, so missed out last couple of weeks, but here comes 22 back. Ball going into the corner of the end zone. Here comes Blackwell over there and knocks that away to like, oh, yeah, that's right.
What an awesome I'm back. Hey, guys, I'm back.
That's right.
Really excited to see Jason, just an incredible human being. And, there's a little bit of confidence you draw when you see 22 back there and the ball's in the air. And the ball pops. It's like, all right, well, Jason's going to get on the ground at some point. But, yeah, the kids love the fact that Jason's back on the field.
Look, you saw we had a lot of clips that we saw through the night. And everyone from our angle was going over the Trojans bench and the sideline. And I know you've seen it, the enthusiasm from everybody that's on the sideline, they were going crazy in this one.
Yep. Well, it helps whenever you're making plays. I know that. But, yeah, when you get rolling like that, you never really lose a lead, and the kids are confident. You're stalling them from the get-go. And,
right.
Coach Russo said it best, that I think we could have played 2 more quarters and held them to 0. Yeah. There was an air of confidence and a look in their eyes, but pregame till when in the thick of it, like, Coach, these guys will not score on us, and it was pretty awesome.
So Coach Bachman told us that at halftime, Coach OJ told them, hey, their offense scored 3 points and they've done their job. I mean, that's a statement.
Yes.
That's a statement.
Yep. They don't score, they can't win. That's right. That's the motto. You don't want to. I promise you, at 3-0, I am very, very anxious. But it is. I like winning those type of games. I like putting it on there.
And you saw the conditioning take over with JT being able to run the ball. Tanner carrying guys down with him. My only regret is I don't get enough emotion in my calls when I see stuff like that.
Sure.
That's the only problem.
No, I listen to it. You can't say that.
Can we clarify something here? When I'm screaming for Mingo to get down on that interception, and he's running through, my man there is telling him to run.
Keep running, go score.
What do we want that? Oh, so you want him to go score?
The ball. No. I hear what you're saying in that moment.
Okay, it just so happens.
Let us have a little fun.
That I have that clip. So let's get to that and see about that. You should be able to hear it in your headphones. We'll see. Again, they're not built to come back throwing the football. If you have that or not.
I think you still be aggressive, but on the back end, you play safe.
Play action. Here comes Big Jeremiah throwing over the top. My Mingo says, give me that.
Get down.
Inside. Oh, don't get down. Get down to the end zone. Amirion Mingo to the 40. There's a horse collar, but he still keeps going to the 25-yard line. And there's no service on Mingo Island. Oh, baby, what a play.
Jason, you better tuck it away. Do not give it back to him.
All right,
We've got bad luck with giving the football back to people after we get a turnover, and what a great moment for us.
It was, and you saw the enthusiasm on the side. You saw everybody wound up and worked up into it, and man, it's there. And you turn around, and now you've got to get ready for Edna Karr, one of the powerhouses. And I think, look, one loss on the season, I think it's a travesty that they're ranked number 5.
Yep.
I think they ought to be a little bit higher than that, but it doesn't matter because eventually you run into who you run into.
Yep, got to play somebody, and it's the games you look forward to, I would say. It's one of the ones that you put on the board and say, like, man, I can't wait to play one of these guys. And
So here, I can't turn it no more. I'm going to be looking outside. I can't do that. So you run across, and folks will say, we got a good draw because I think we can beat these. We got a good draw because we think these. You're looking at it going, I think we got a good draw because we get to go play Brother Martin, and there's a good chance we're going to get to go see Edna Karr. And there might be a Acadiana or Holy Cross there.
Yep.
That's the draw you want. You want to fight your way through that.
Nobody can say, that we all didn't play anybody. You had a good draw and you make it up there. I mean, I feel like it worked out for us in 2020 when we had the gauntlet. You want the mindset for the kids. Like, no, we are the gauntlet. We're the group you're going to have to go play to go through.
Did you say we are the gauntlet? That's what I'm talking about. That is such good stuff. Look, man, I wish tomorrow was Friday already. Look, this is great.
Not used to being on Tuesday.
Yeah, you know how hard it's going to be tomorrow to be at work and realize that we don't have a game after the show?
No, because I'm on vacation this week, so I don't know how that is at all.
Gives us some more days of preparation.
Indeed,
Keep
it
beating
does.
into their brains.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Coach, thank you for stopping in as always. It's a wonderful interview when you come around. Tell me about your plans for Thursday. What's going on there? Tell me about Thanksgiving.
We're going to go have Thanksgiving lunch with our family, and I'll probably continue to prepare for Karr.
Y'all practicing Thursday night? I know
Yes,
you
sir.
are.
You better believe it.
I'll be out there, and we'll come out there and see that.
Come on.
That's
Come
one of
on.
the, Manny used to do a thing where they'd have their traditional practice on Thursday night of Thanksgiving, and that was like, hey, here we are getting ready to continue on. And what a great tradition to start that is. Let's practice Thanksgiving night. That's what I'm talking about.
Morning off.
Very good. Coach Josh Mercer, defensive coach. Let me get back around. Look, if I turned this thing anymore, I'd have been looking like I did when I was in
Breaking your
school.
neck.
I got in trouble and had to look back at the wall. Coach Mercer, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
we
you,
appreciate
guys.
it.
Thank
there you go.
Doug. Thank you, Nick.
Nick, we're going to work around and get somebody. Let's see which one that was. We'll get both of them off. Hang on. Or is that you now? Do I have you back? There you go.
Hey, we're going to get Mingo and Jeremiah right now.
Yeah, let's do that. Working our way through the gauntlet of players and coaches that we have. What a great statement that was. We are the gauntlet, and that's just great to see. And these guys are playing like that. I'm telling you, it is a tremendous night out here at Walk-Ons. You see Coach Bachman on his phone, but why not? That's normal for a Thomas Bachman show. He's out there. I know he's not catching scores because nobody's playing tonight. Yeah, we'll get those guys settled in and getting settled. Look, they can always tell they've got to move the headphones down a little bit when we get in because you guys are just so big that's out here.
My eyes got a big head.
What I didn't say that. What an impressive performance Friday night. Take me through that. I mean, you guys had so much emotion. What a big night you had, too.
Yeah.
That was so great to see. How amped up was it down there playing and knowing that, hey, you know what? We're coming out here and we're showing people what Alexandria football is about.
Oh, no, it's just, I felt excited, especially it being my first game back.
Right.
And then the team energy was up. Even the offense wasn't scoring at the beginning of the game. Defense was, we was doing our thing. We just kept hyping each other up, and it was just exciting to play.
You guys made big play after big play after big play. Jeremiah, the offense, I mean, the defensive work that you guys did out there was just phenomenal. That front seven that you guys have, wow.
Yes, sir. Like, we going into it, it's real simple. We knew if we stopped Jay, we was going to win the game. So, I mean, that's really all it was to it.
The trip down there didn't seem to, you get down and eat lunch, everybody's together, you had a good time that was out there, but back on there, get onto the field, and we made this statement a little bit early with Coach Bachman and some of the others, but it was a business trip. You guys were going down there to go to work, and that's the mentality that you took through it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was, I wouldn't say halftime, but it was like first, second quarter, I was talking to the ref. I was like, how's the weather been down here? I just asked a random question. I said, how's the weather been down here? He said, it's been good. And the ref, he just started talking to number one there, running back.
Right.
He said, the ref asked him, he said, where are you from? He said, we're from here. He said, we just came out here real quick, ready to send them boys home. That's what made it personal for me.
Wow. That's, I know you guys don't get it to. Coach Bachman talks about that a lot, all of them, that staying away from the outside noise on there. But I know that it gives you a little bit of motivation when you're out there and you hear that, well, you're not going to beat Brother Martin. There's no way you can beat Edna Karr. There's no way you can go back to the dome. But in that trip in 2020, everybody was saying the same thing anyway. No way you'd beat West Monroe. No way you'd beat Zachary. No way you'd get down there. And you guys tune all of that out and just play some football.
Yes, sir.
You got to play, man.
Best in the state. I don't want to say too much, but it ain't looking like it.
Look, the confidence that you guys have grows each and every week. How much does that help you going against that offensive unit that you face every week?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, like going into halftime, I was talking to Brett and Hunter. I said, man, I love y'all boys. Y'all got me ready for the softest double teams the whole season.
And it's great work while you're out there. You guys just continue to go after it. What do you bring into this Edna Karr game when you hear people saying, you know what, surely you can't do this again. How much motivation does that need, or do you need any motivation at all at this point in the time going into the quarters?
It ain't nothing much to this game really. It's real simple. You just gotta get the ball on the ground.
There you go. Did y'all Tempo Tuesday today? How was it?
We didn't today.
Y'all didn't today?
That was a surprise.
Well, we're looking forward to it as well. Reflect a little bit on how the season, the non-district schedule that you had was tough. You had a lot of big teams that were in there. That got you ready for district play, arguably one of the toughest districts that's out there. Ruston has a shot. All of them. But what does that do, knowing that you've went to war every week of the season, and now you get into the playoffs and say, okay, this is what we've learned from it?
It's a lot, man. We just know we got to execute. Those games we lost, we really we shot ourselves in the leg. That's all I can say about it.
Yeah, but as I look at it, you guys learned a lot out of those, and you've taken something out of it, and the offense is playing a lot better. Coaches learned some things, and you've got Johnson and Mingo that have moved over to the defensive side of it, and it's things that just didn't know at the first, but they've progressed and gotten better. You guys have progressed and gotten better, and you're peaking at quite frankly, the right time.
Yeah, they came to us, and they made us a great unit. They solved out a lot of our problems.
Well, it does help out, but the one thing that it's done is, yes, the talent level is there, the athleticism is there, but the confidence that this whole entire defense has resonates off a lot of it, because there's not just one person making a play and going off the field. I mean, it's all 10 teammates that come up to that, and then the entire sideline is coming up. That excitement that you guys bring out spills over to each and every play.
Yes, sir. And we had that early on in the season. It just kind of was like everybody flipped the switch, and that really made a difference for us.
Well, difference has been made, and we're looking forward to it. We talked to them. Normally we do this show on Thursday night, and we're getting ready to go to sleep and get up and go get after the game. But have a couple of them on there, and I know you guys will work and get the game planned, and then we're looking forward to a big game down in Edna Karr in the quarterfinals. So great work by you guys, and we're looking forward to a big one Friday night. Thank you all for stopping by as well.
Thank you.
All right. Rolling through here, going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get back into a little bit more of it. You are watching the Thomas Bachman Show. Thomas Bachman Show live from Walk-Ons, and it is brought to you by Sadler's Towing. We'll be back. You're watching it here on 446 Sports. Here into the press box early.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today. Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-Ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
And we are back live to Walk-Ons on a Tuesday night. Hold on a minute. This ain't right. You got to get this off your Sorry about that. I could not have that Mississippi State hat sitting there looking at us. JT Lindsay joins us. Hunter Vet, I'm just kidding. You can absolutely have that when we're done. Not right now. JT, great to have you back on the show. What a wonderful season you're in the middle of, just continuing to grind away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, that we talked after the game, and we've talked, of course, before a lot of them, but the 12, 13 carries that you had in the first half, you had 37 yards in the first half, and it was building towards what you did in the second half. Behind that big offensive line, you're just continuing to grind and grind. that last play, the 4th down one for the touchdown. We talked. What'd you tell me after the game when I told you? I said you weren't going down, were you?
Oh no, sir, not at all.
Right, not at all is exactly what he said. Let's turn. All right, hang on. There you go. It was that Mississippi State hat that had it messed up, but I think there we go. I think we got that now. So talk for me. Just say something, anything you want to say.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's close enough. So what do you guys see when you see him finish off runs like that? I mean, how much pride does that give that offensive line?
Oh, it's great to see that. I mean, you've done your job when he breaks free like that, and no one's going to catch him. So
right, that's what's great. So it was tough going for you, and you guys made some adjustments. Here comes Ty running the football like he does in the first half, and how did that make you guys feel? When you're able to come around and see quarterback saying, you know what, come on, they're watching that, let's go do this.
Yeah, so they were just keying on me the whole time, so shoot, act like I got the ball and let Ty pull it.
They were keying on you, to say the least. I mean, it seemed like that's the only film they watched was we're going to go stop JT. And they wanted to do it, and they did it for the most part. But then Ty is there, and everybody else is doing what they're doing. That's the adjustments. It was 3-0 at the half, but it looked like you guys were in control. I mean, the offensive line was taking care of things. Looked like you guys were in control from the get-go.
Yeah, so it just penalties that messed us up.
Yeah.
Could have been a way higher scoring game.
Right, and we did leave some points on the board. We've talked about there. But again, when you leave points like out on the board against a team that is a higher seed than you are still, I don't care about the seeding. I don't care about any of that. It's got to make you proud to know that you were able to go in there, throw the shutout, but at the end of the game, you were in better shape than they were. The endurance was there, the stamina was there, and you guys took over.
Tempo Tuesday.
That's exactly right. So I hear you didn't have the Tempo Tuesday today. What gives on that? What happened?
Letting our body heal.
Letting it heal,
yeah. Giving us a break today.
So no, there's no Tempo Wednesday. There's no any of that.
I guess
in
we'll
store.
find out tomorrow. Huh?
Right. That's right. Look, you've played a lot of big defenses this year. You've played some big ones, and you've been undersized through a lot of it. But it's not been a challenge to you. I mean, you guys continue to work. It doesn't matter, it seems to me, who it is that lines up across from you.
No, not really. I mean, you just got to beat them. I feel like tempo is a big part of it. Most of the defenses aren't ready for the speed we play at.
I don't know. It's gotten this defense. We had Jeremiah on here right before you guys, and he went up and was so thankful for the work that you give their defensive unit on there. How is that the other way? The defense you go against every day, easily one of the best in the state, but it's not ones versus twos. You guys are going against them every day in practice.
Make us way better.
Hang on, this thing is still. You got too much to say. I can't let that go. There you go.
Make us way better. We're going against the best in the state.
Indeed it does, and without a doubt there. So what do you see when you look at Edna Karr? Hey, here's what we're doing. We're coming down here, and the people they're saying it again. They're saying, oh, well, no way they come back down and beat another team that's down here. What does that mindset put on you?
It's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think too much about it. I feel like they're a good football team, but they're just another team to beat.
Such a good point. And you've said that, and Hunter, you've been on the show a couple of times already this year, and it doesn't matter who it is that you guys are playing. It just happens to be the opponent this week. There's no looking ahead. There's no looking behind. What you guys are doing is looking at that opponent as just this week's opponent.
Yes, sir, exactly.
So what do you do this week that gets you ready to go down there? It's another trip down there. It's a week that's got Thanksgiving in the middle of it. I know you guys are going to be practicing Thursday evening, so there's no doubt about that. How do you shut all of that out and just focus on football?
Really got to worry about the game more than the week. Like Thursday, you can't eat all of that because you got a huge game Friday.
Well, I'll eat that for you then. Don't worry. I got that. No, you stay in that routine. But tell me how your week's looking, Hunter.
I mean, for me, it's another week of practice, another week of game. I mean, it's just, I feel like nothing changes, I guess.
When you guys look out up in the stands, you saw the crowd that was up there. You traveled well. I got to believe there was as many people there as there were on the other side in the stands. You look out here and you see the crowd that was out here tonight. They're out here because they're showing the love and respect for you guys and paying off the performances that you've done. Tell me about that.
Love to see it. Love to see that people actually take time out their day and come travel and see us play.
Yeah.
It means a whole lot.
Yeah.
Make us feel better as a team.
Yeah,
it's great to have community support.
Well, indeed, you guys have that. You see it as it's here at Walk-Ons. You see it to make the trips down there, and of course, on our broadcast over there, we had over 6,000 folks that viewed the game on Friday night. It's because of what the product that you guys from the hard work that you're doing is putting out there. So we appreciate it. We certainly appreciate you coming out and taking time to be on the show. JT, Hunter, as always, you're always welcome to be over here. Hunter, thanks, sir. We'll see you guys down the road. JT Lindsay. That run. Look, while you're here, I can't help it. I've got to do that. I played too much on Twitter this week putting all these highlights up, but this put the nail in the coffin.
Toss the
And
ball.
this
I
is your
just
run.
don't
You
like
see
that.
Where he's
JT
at.
spinning
And look, this is
around.
where- and I
JT
called it,
trying
I
to
said, well,
continue to
he's
bang
down
around.
right there.
And
Oh, no,
JT
he's not.
Lindsay, touchdown.
At what
Georgia.
point did you think you were down?
Touchdown.
Never.
JT
You get
Lindsay.
right, never. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to worry about that. JT, Hunter Rivette, thank you guys. We'll see y'all next time.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Look, it just continues here. What a great night we are having at the Thomas Bachman Show. It is the quarterfinal edition. And, yeah, we'll work them in. Oh, dadgummit. Here, put that back on real quick. I got to ask you a question before we get here. I looked over there and saw your mom and said, what happened when you ran out of bounds that time and didn't go back for the hit? Tell me about that.
She chewed me out. She chewed me out.
Look, there's some stories that get out there, and I hear about that. But I work with a guy that said he's the one that made JT what he is, Coach Troy. I work with Coach Troy. You don't even remember Coach Troy. Please look in here and say, who? Coach who? Look at it. No,
I can't do that.
You can't do that. I know. No, he's cheering for you, and he's happy for the success. And so 2 weeks in a row, he's bet on the other side, and I've got 2 lunches coming from him. So we're working on a third one this week. There you go. Look, she didn't raise anybody soft. Is that what she told you? Watch out. Guys, we're going to rotate in here. There you go. Thank you. Look, I look over and I saw JT's mom, and I had to enjoy it. Look, she's laughing over there now on there. What? Look, she's having a fun time out here, isn't she? All right, JT, Hunter, thank you guys for joining us here. We're going to rotate in a couple of the other guys now. Thank y'all.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Look, that's what's called an audible when we're trying to get out of that. I looked to the sideline, and there we made the audible. That's what makes this year so special. The families, everybody coming together and enjoying here. We'll get Cam and we'll get Ty over here. It looks like. Look, we're gonna get a delay of game, Cam, if you don't get over here quick. Cam Calderon, Ty Feaster are joining us here on the broadcast. And Ty, anytime that Cam is on the show, it doesn't matter who's on here with him, he has to sit in the middle. I mean, he was on that time once, and they moved him over to make sure he got in the middle where he's supposed to be.
Well, he just asked me if I wanted to be in the middle. If he did, I told him he has to be. So
See, that's what I know. Ty, I have to go back to it. We talked to JT just a minute ago. It was easy to see Brother Martin was keying on 6. They were looking at JT. And, man, you took over in that game. What an impressive game you had running the football.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that was their whole game plan was just if they can stop JT because he's been running over every other team. If they can stop him, then they'll have success. And they did a little bit, but them watching JT is what let me sneak out a couple times around the back or scramble or get away. So, yeah, that really helped.
Had another big connection on the touchdown to Darius on there. It seems like he can get open wherever he's at. How you've got to contain, you've got to let him get there. But I know you're just like, you're wide open. This is about to be a touchdown.
Yeah, I remember he said we were trying to figure out ways to get him open. And he said, I don't need any routes. I can just run by this guy. And so that's exactly what he did.
And, in fact, that's what he did. And he was wide open in that one. So towards the end of the game, you make the big run in there. I guess it was probably about 50 yards that you went in there. And the call that we make on it is you're doing your best Jaden Daniels out there. When you're running, now Jaden didn't get caught in his. What happened to you? Did the turf come up and grab you? Did you get tired?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that might have been something might have got me. Maybe the cornerback was just a little bit faster.
You were sliding down to keep the clock running.
Yeah, that's what I was
doing.
Yeah, I didn't want to run up the score. Just try to run out a little more clock. That's it.
There you go.
Cam, when you see the effort getting put out by your quarterback, how does that make the offensive unit feel, the offensive line?
It just makes us work harder because, we all a family, so working for your family is what we do, So when we see a family member working, that just increases our mindset and make us want to work harder, too.
One of the things we talked about early in the season, we've talked to both of you guys on this, is, they keyed on JT. But now you've got EJ, you got Darius. You got Tanner and Grayson, and that another one that's just carrying people in. And I got to think that tempo and your conditioning does a lot of that. But knowing that defenses can't key on just one or even two things has to be a pretty good problem to have.
Yeah, it's a really good problem. And, you know that we got so many weapons and stuff that even if a defense keys on one, you know, we got another. And if we want to stop one, we got another one that's just going to progress. And it's just beautiful.
Ty, when you see Tanner out there and he's open, man, again, you see the smile that's on his face. That dude is the athleticism that Tanner Townsend had just blows me away.
Yeah, most people don't really expect it from the tight end because, of course, he can block too, and we use him a lot to do that. I didn't really know he had that in him. I didn't know he was going to do all that. Maybe now I'll start throwing it to him a little bit more now that I know that he can carry a couple guys 20 yards down the field.
What is it, 12 catches and 6 touchdowns that he's got on the year?
Probably something like that.
And it just seems like as soon as you forget about him, here he is. And then and when you stack the two H-backs, you've got him and Thibodeau in there as well. I don't see how defenses prepare for that.
Yeah, I don't either, especially when, like you mentioned, we got EJ and Darius on the outside. We can spit a fast screen to them or run it with JT, have them looking in, and then we'll look outside and slip Tanner up the middle where nobody's expecting it, or slip Grayson out, or Grayson will pull Grayson a lot. We like him pulling. He'll come around and hit you in your face mask. So.
Yeah, he will dislodge it indeed. You know, we've talked a lot about EJ on there and the stop route that you guys run so well. We even call him EJ Stop Route Scott on there. And they came up and took that away. They jumped that a little bit. But again, there you go with other opportunities on there. So keying on JT, and they did a good job at slowing him down on there. Keying on EJ, well, now that just leaves everybody else open, and you're just going through the progressions. Well, your progression this year from the start of the season to where it's at now, just a great season.
Yeah, I think also the coaches, Coach B does a good job of seeing where they're maybe going to try to special in on one player or two players, and so he can, since we got so many guys, he can scheme ways for the other people to get open, and they'll make plays too.
Speaking of scheming ways, of course, first play there, and he calls a swinging gate, and you guys are like, Coach, you serious? Tell us about it.
I think that might have been my exact words in practice with Coach, this is not going to work.
Yep, exactly what we thought. But, hey, it worked out the end.
Look, if you go back and watch the video, you'll see he's in there talking to everybody, and he just kind of scoots his way back out of the play that's in there. And you worked it. Probably should have been a penalty called on it for procedure or illegal shift or whatever it is. But, man, it sure looked good, and it set the tone for what you guys were doing.
Yeah, it did.
Is there anything that he comes up with that you guys go, really?
It's some things that, you know, it'd be like when you first see it or you first hear about it, be like, I don't know too much about that. But like when you rep it and you see like it actually works, and you get more confident behind it and stuff like that, like the swinging gate play.
Well, and one thing that it does is it gets that defense something else to look at. It's like, well, wait a minute, I saw him do this, or wait a minute, I saw him do that, and it's just a big difference on there.
Yeah, I think it just makes it hard for defenses to figure out what we can do or what we're going to do, because we could just do anything, really. We could come up with something on the spot, or we could just keep sticking it to our better brother.
Look, so up in the press box sometimes, I think, Ty, you're in the huddle, and you're like, all right, you're right here, you're this guy, you go down here and turn right. I don't think it's that wide open, but, I mean, you get it. There's so many weapons and so many opportunities that you guys have.
Yeah. And, I mean, we come up with, like, 1,000 different formations for what we can run it out of. So watching film, it's like when the defenses watch film on us, like they got to prepare for this, got to prepare for this, got to prepare for this, and then.
And here comes that. And that, and that. So.
And they do a good job of seeing it up in the press box, too, of like, oh, this could work if we maybe go to this formation and run that play out of it. And so we can adjust mid-game, too.
Well, we're excited to get into round 3 in the quarterfinals. As always, Ty Feaster, Cam Calderon, we appreciate you guys stopping by and looking forward to another big game on Friday night.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
There you have it. Ty Feaster, Cam Calderon join us there, and Cam's always going to be in the middle. We know that's where he's going to be. What a tremendous crowd that is out here tonight, finishing up the show that is running a little long, but it's okay that we do that because my boss said it's all right. So we're on here, and so as long as 446 Sports is rolling along, and look, guys coming in, they will get those on. running through a big show. Tell me, yeah, he can have his Mississippi State hat now. Did you see that Mississippi State thing he wore? I had to take that off.
Yes, sir.
And get that out of there. Why do y'all let him wear that? Because he run the ball like that, he can wear whatever hat he wants to. So, big week coming up. You guys had an amazing week on Friday night. Take me through that just a little bit more.
I mean, we was just running to the ball, just effort and just hunting the ball.
You know, when you see that type of an atmosphere and just a sophomore, you know, it's a big game to be involved in. You didn't look like it mattered to you at all, what age, who it was, anything. You were out there taking care of business.
Yes, sir. If I got an assignment, if my coach tell me to go do something, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, no matter what it is. Because I'm out there for a reason, and I gave them a reason to trust me to be out there.
Indeed, you have, and your trust has grown all throughout the year. You know, we look at it and see the plays that you make. You went into a hostile environment. You'll go into another one this weekend, and it continues. They're hostile from here on out. How has the non-district and the district prepared you for what you're seeing now?
It's different type of offenses we're going against, so it's prepared for us. It prepared for us for everything.
When you see it, X, what do you look for when you're seeing a team like an Edna Karr saying, okay, this is another big challenge for us? How do you get yourself motivated and say, it's up to me to go out here and make a difference?
You know, you get yourself motivated because don't you want to go play, you know, you want to be playing next week. So that's how you just keep it flowing, you keep the blood flowing. You're just excited to go out there and play on Friday, you know what I mean, and just go play.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Tell me about the support that you guys have seen on the road. You saw it in here tonight. Just the community is surrounding you guys and lifting you up and supporting you every step of the way.
Yes, sir. I feel like we're going to win, and they think we're going to win, so that's why they're behind us.
It's not just the good food out here at Walk-Ons, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're coming out to see the Trojans on there. Take me back. Give me a memory from the season, X, that's been for both of you guys that stood out for you this year. Didn't mean to put you on the spot, but it's all been good. All right. Look, you can just tell it just young, and there's a lot of, but we'll come back to that too. How about on your side of it?
I don't really have one.
It's just all been great?
Yes, sir.
There you have it. Looking forward to it. What does the week hold for you today this week as Thanksgiving is there? The comments that we've gotten was it's this week of practice and don't really get caught up in. How do you stay motivated through the holiday, being out of school and that?
I just want to play next week. Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, there you have it. That's what I like to hear. Guys, I appreciate you coming out tonight. Looking forward to a big one on Friday night and being back here next Thursday night. So thank you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We'll get Coach Bachman back in here in just a moment and wrap this up. He loves these type of shows because he doesn't have to sit and visit with us on it. We'll get Coach Bachman and Nick back in here really quick. And Coach, we talked about it just a minute ago. This has got to be another one of your favorite shows for a couple of reasons. One, because you didn't have to stay under the mic very long. And
That's right,
two,
my favorite nights.
It's another round of the playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt. This is fun. The football family, the Ash football family getting together, enjoying each other's company, putting, just a lot of stuff done behind the scenes to get to these point. And, really proud of the kids. It's fun to watch them interact with each other up here, interact with you, answer questions, and making memories. That's what they're doing. They're making memories, and it's always a great thing to be a part of, and certainly want to make many more before it's all said and done this year.
And I think we'll do that. What have you taken out of the tape so far of Edna Karr? What do we see? I know they're high power. They like to go get it, but what do you see as a defensive guy?
They're extremely, athletic, speed, spread it out. Offensively, they're going to spread it. And, they're going to throw it vertically and hold you accountable, with the vertical passing game. But they do a great job of just throwing a now screen out there and letting their guys go get yards. When they get rolling, they play with a lot of tempo, kind of like we do. It's not that it's it's a whole lot to prepare for as far as a whole bunch of formations and a whole bunch of different plays. It's a whole lot to prepare for because of the spacing that they get in and the way that they hold you accountable, horizontally and vertically. It puts you in space, so you got to be prepared to play in space, tackle well in space, and certainly know that those guys are working incredibly hard to put a good plan together. Want to make sure that the kids aren't clouding, that they can just go play free and play fast, and you're trying to prepare them for the things that you picked up and where they need to have their eyes, and go play with discipline, go play free, go play confident. That's the biggest thing, and a great player is going to make some great plays. Play the next one, just keep playing. So that jumps out for them. And then defensively, you see they're big on the inside. They got a 300+ pound defensive tackle. The other defensive tackle is not as heavy, but he is long and athletic. They're good out on the edge. Defensive secondaries, long and athletic, moves to the football. I was saying this on some interview I was doing this week. You can see on film, you can see them communicate. You can see their sideline communicating information for them. So you know that they're keying on the things that you're getting in, and they're trying to relay information. So, I think an underrated element for them is the job they do in the return game. That's something that we're going to have to, do a really good job. And on our kickoff and punt team is they do a really good job in the punt return, kickoff return game. It's been the deciding factor in a couple of ball games that they played this year of, the field position that it's created to set up a score, or it's been a punt return for a touchdown. That was a huge play in the Brother Martin game. They got a punt return for a touchdown, a couple of big kickoff returns, one for a touchdown, one to the 1 yard line against Rummel that obviously scored and set up scores. So, give you a lot to work on and account for. But that's this time of year, and it's really, kind of what we've been seeing in a variety of ways. I mean, it's different players, but more of the same, but just really done at a high level.
Right.
Yeah, Coach. One common opponent was Brother Martin from last week. They beat Brother Martin 19-7. Obviously, a game like last week, what we played against them. But I will say that it looks like that they don't score as many points. Whenever they don't score as many points whenever you have an offense that can, like you guys do, can put pressure on them. It seems like they score points whenever there's a lot of turnovers, or they're very optimistic.
Yeah, taking care of the football is always a huge part of coach speak, but also very true. And this time of year, taking care of the football, field position, all that stuff is going to play a huge part in it. I mean, we can play multiple styles of football, with the guys that we've got, and we do a good job of in-game kind of adapting to, the flow of the game, trying to control the flow of the game, but also having the ability to adapt to, to the style of play that we need to play. And, that'll be no different, be the case this coming Friday night. And, obviously the atmosphere and the energy and all the stuff that goes on, handling their band and cadence and, all that stuff goes, but also getting our kids to understand that, enjoy that. That's part of a great atmosphere is part of the fun, and so we plan on going down there and taking it all in and bringing our own atmosphere with us too, so yeah.
Well, that's good stuff, Coach. We ran a little bit long tonight, but we appreciate you
Absolutely.
Opening up and ring. Tremendous crowd that was out here tonight. We're going to take a look at them one more time before
it's thinned out just a little bit.
Look, and it was standing room. There were chairs along the wall, and of course, Ricky, Chris, and all of those guys, and Brandon, we're happy to see the pictures that we sent across. But it's been a wonderful season. Let's do it again next week, Coach.
Amen.
Let's say there you have it. So 6:30 Friday night. We still have a couple of nights before we get there. The guys told us it's just a normal week for them. They're going to watch what they eat on Thursday. I said, don't worry about it. I got that covered for you.
No doubt.
I'll take care of that.
Turkey.
But certainly happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. You're opening up your school to us, your family, this football team. There's no place we'd rather be Thanksgiving week than playing some football on a Friday night.
That's right.
So there we have it. For Nick that guy, Nick Magnano, head coach Thomas Bachman. I can say Saddler's Towing, Scrolling Scoreboard, but I can't say Nick Magnano.
Not a problem.
But we did it here. Through another beautiful night. Thank the folks at Walk On for opening up and letting us come in here. We kind of took over tonight in here. This was tremendous, and it's only going to be bigger next week. We'll have to open these windows up and have both sides of it. We'll do all of that next week, guys. Join us. Pregame will be at 6:30. We're going to be out in the stands again with the crowd. It's going to be chilly Friday night, but that's football weather. You know, we loved being out there with that group. It was a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Indeed it is. Guys, we'll see you 6:30 Friday night for the pregame show. Nick Magnano, Coach Thomas Bachman. I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.